Hey everyone, welcome back to Swift's Intense Daily Updates. This is daily update number 5. In this video series, we walk you through day by day building a $1 million a year business in public, sharing everything we learn along the way. Today's update, I'm going to talk largely about marketing and touch on the iPhone 17. So today is iPhone launch day. I went and picked up a 17 Pro Max this morning. I've been really enjoying it so far. Pretty impressed with the phone. I went with deep blue. I saw the orange in person. Personally, not for me, but really a big fan of the blue. I probably will get a case this year. I've seen that it scratches quite a bit. Most of the demo units had scratches on them just from being on the MagSafe charger, being lifted on and off. Normally not a case person. I haven't put a case on my phone in a few years now, but I think this year might be the year I do that, so my phone's not all scratched up. This is actually being recorded on the 17 Pro Max as well, so I think that's pretty cool. I use the continuity camera feature, which I think is really nice and handy, and you don't need a big fancy setup, which I think is cool. So that's it for the iPhone. Let's talk about marketing apps. So marketing our apps is what we are largely focused on at the moment. You know, we've got our two apps out there, 8IQ and Sparka. 8IQ is an AI-powered calorie tracker, and Sparka is an AI-powered tool to help you learn how to use AI better. We're really excited about these apps, even though they are just in early stages, but you have to start somewhere. Just, usually with an MVP, but now we are focused on marketing them. Do these apps actually have merit? Do they have potential for growth and helping us reach our revenue goals, our first revenue milestone that we are aiming for by January 1st? And that's what we're trying to find out. So when it comes to building an app, and this is kind of how we approach it, we do idea validation first, and you'll find that in our community app launch club. The first thing we walk you through is idea and validation, kind of going through how to find an idea for an app. And this is part of our process so that we don't start building something that just doesn't have any weight to it, because we ultimately want to be making money with these apps as well as being passionate about the projects. And so we did that before building Sparka, before building 8IQ. We see a need for these sorts of apps. But now the tricky part is selling them and getting eyeballs on these apps and getting people to want to buy them. And so we're really focused in on marketing right now. That being said, I want to show you where our apps are at currently and kind of talk about our strategies going forward. So let's take a look at 8IQ first. It's been out a little bit longer, a little bit more feature rich, and I'm going to show you the analytics here. So currently, I guess it shows both. Cool. So IQ is at 201 impressions, which is up, which is nice. Units is at 6. Our proceeds are currently $3, and then, but we do have active users, active sessions here, and only one crash, which I think is pretty good. Sparka, so this is really interesting, I think, in comparison, is at almost 6,000 impressions with 48 units, and then proceeds $85, so we have an annual subscription currently active from Sparka, but less active sessions and 0 crashes. And so what does this kind of mean as far as our marketing approach going forward? So this is telling us a few things. It's telling us that 8IQ has probably a little bit more growth potential and utility for the people that we're marketing towards right now, but it's not getting viewed enough. And so we need to focus on visibility for 8IQ. How are we doing that? We're going to start with TikTok. That seems to be a strategy that's doing really, really well right now for distributing apps. Steven's got some nice videos together for 8IQ and just kind of showing off what it can do and what problem it solves. And our goal is to be posting TikToks daily so that we can, increase the visibility of 8IQ and then see what that does for our numbers and conversions down the line. One thing I think is really interesting when it comes to Sparka is the amount of impressions. That feels like a really high impression count for an app that just launched, but with lower conversion. So what that tells us for Sparka is that we need to focus on our conversion. I think our value proposition there. I think the app does have a lot of potential, but there's not that many people searching for learning AI prompting in the App Store right now. Looking at the keywords, I think that one ranks like a 5, which means I think about less than 100 people are searching for that in the App Store on a day-to-day basis. And so this one I think could also really benefit from the TikTok marketing where we get visibility and show the utility of Sparka. And so we're going to kind of explore what that looks like. And I think it's also given us some food for thought about what our positioning is for Sparka. The little bit of the inspiration behind Sparka is that I took an AI prompting course earlier this year, and it was quite expensive, but I learned a lot and got a lot of value out of that. But AI is an ever-evolving thing, and I think learning prompting, like officially, was a game changer for me because it changed. Even though I'd been using AI for a few years beforehand, like it really did change. I feel like how I use AI a lot. And so I put a lot of that knowledge into this app. And part of our positioning here is that you get a lot of that same knowledge, but for like a fraction of the price. I paid almost $1,500 for that course. And now I'm a certified prompt engineer, but like some of the information is almost out of date already. And I've, kept up on my own. But so that's the value of Sparka. And I think what our struggle is right now is communicating that value. And so we're exploring different ways to communicate that, as well as other features to add into the app to maybe more clearly be able to show what the value of learning AI and learning prompting is. So that's going to be our focus over the next probably month or even, probably a couple of months, honestly. As far as marketing these apps goes, we talk about them online, and we launched on Twitter and LinkedIn, and we did a boosted post for 8IQ, and that helped quite a bit with getting the initial numbers. I think we were at $33 MRR at a certain point with 8IQ, one of the earlier videos of these daily updates. But now we need to leverage that. So we know people are willing to pay for 8IQ. We just need more, visibility there. And same with Sparka. People are willing to pay for it. We just need to probably communicate better its positioning and its value add, why it's important to be learning AI. So on top of that, we are exploring different target markets. My instinct is that 8IQ is going to do really well on TikTok, and I think a tool like Sparka potentially would do really well on a platform like LinkedIn and Facebook, where we have business owners that are wanting to learn AI, learn prompting, and so we're going to spin up some experiments there, keep you updated as we do that, sharing what we learn on how to market these apps. We're going to try to keep our ad spend pretty low, close to zero, but we're not shutting that door at all. We want to experiment with that as well, because our goal is to find the most practical way to get your first $1,000 a month from apps, and then build that into our community and help our community members learn to do that. That's it for today's update. I will go over our stats really quick. So X followers. Today is the 19th. I'm at 849, which is back up one from the day previous. Steven is at, 786. So same there. And then our YouTube is still at 4 subscribers. So that is where our numbers are at so far. The reason I like doing this is because it shows us, I think, shows us what's working and what's not. Obviously, we're early stages, so I think growth is just going to be a little bit slower. We've only been doing these videos for 5 days, but we're going to keep doing them over and over again until we kind of start to see some real growth in our channel and our audience and in our products. Thanks for tuning in today. We will see you in tomorrow's update.